Forge World's biggest 40K kits are gone.
Spiky Bits.
Welcome back, Hobby Maniacs. I'm Rob Bear from SpikyBits.com, and today I wanted to talk to you about my favoriteest thing about Warhammer 40K, and that's Titans. So, what some people don't see in a lot of my videos is the massive collection of, Forge World I have in the background right here. And I was fortunate enough to actually have some of the Eldar Titans. I have the Phantom and 2 Revenants, because the Revenants in the lore, they're twins, and so you had to get 2, right? Because why not? You just need an excuse to buy 2. Back in the day, these were relatively affordable, and I had the privilege of actually getting one of the Phantom Titans, one of the very first ones to come to America at Adepticon one year. It didn't make it back across. I don't even think they were selling them, but somehow somebody got it, and I got it from them, and the rest is history. Painted that up and got that bad boy right there. And I actually had the privilege of being able to put together one of the first Warlord Titans in America that was sold that year at Gen Con. So I've had a long and storied history. I've had a lot of the Forge World, the Armor Cast rather, precursors to Forge World Titans 2, where you had to actually put them together with a socket wrench and bolts and hex bolts and things. And it was really cool, and it's always been the thing that I love most about this hobby, and that's why I'm so sad today. So now it looks like Forge World's biggest resin kits might be gone or going for good. Those massive Titans and Super Heavies that once ruled display cases are quietly disappearing from Games Workshop's site, and it's raising a lot of questions. So not long ago, you could find at least some of them still marked as sold out online or temporary sold out online. And now some of the biggest names like the Phantom Titan, the Revenant Titan, and even the Warbringer, which just came out in 2019, aren't even listed on their site anymore. And that's usually a pretty strong sign that production has stopped. So what's left? Well, perhaps a handful of survivors like the Warlord Titan, the Mars Pattern Warhound Titan, and the Reaver itself, but the catalog's thinning out fast. Everything is basically marked temporary sold out online, but who knows? That could change in the blink of an eye. Now let's be real, the price tags were always huge on these things. A Warlord Titan body alone runs for over $1,800 from Games Workshop, and that's before even adding arms or weapons. Compare that to today's high quality resin printers, where the same money you can crank out Titans, tanks, whole armies from your desk. We understand why hobbyists are going in that direction, and I've seen quite a few 3D printed Titans in FDM recently. Very good quality, and I ain't even mad at it. Forge World's decline hasn't been sudden. It was predated by Armorcast in the 90s. It was once its own brand, its own mystique, but since it got folded into the main Warhammer website and rebranded as Expert Resin Kits, it's really felt like a slow fade over the past 5 years or so. Not to mention the fact that most of these models are now Legends in 10th edition, meaning they're not even really technically playable in competitive games. It really feels like an end of an era. So what does this mean? Well, for collectors, this might be your last chance to grab an official Forge World Titan. For the wider hobby, it looks like these resin giants are being pushed aside in favor of newer approaches, whatever that might be. Maybe it's smaller scale, but we have a sneaky suspicion that Legion Imperialis is on its way out too. So either way, do you think Games Workshop will bring these back in another form, or are we watching the final curtain call for Forge World Titans? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let me know what your favorite Titanic model of all time is.
Thanks for watching. Supporting us is super easy. Just click on the article links provided, subscribe, or follow us right here. And remember, next time you're searching for the best Warhammer news, type Spiky Bits into Google to get the most accurate info. See you in the next one.